living the city life here in Mar del Plata. It is a little bit south of Buenos Aires, and it's a beach town that all of the Buenos Airesies go for the weekend to let off some steam and go to the beautiful sun and the water. The surfing here is amazing.
Also, there's these other two cool things we found online. Actually, we asked the AI last night.
Yeah.
And the first idea was this tower, which I love that kind of thing, you know. After I climbed that abandoned windmill, I'm all about climbing a thing for a good view. So I think we're going to check that out today, as well as like a really nice art museum called the Mar.
Yeah, it's a contemporary art museum, and that's going to be really fun to check out here in Mar del Plata. Another thing that we're doing today is a little bit long-winded. So Danny here has run out of spots in his passport. I think we've mentioned it a couple times, but it has gone kind of out of hand after we were going in and out of Chile and Argentina so many times. Luckily, Argentina does not stamp your passport, which has been a lifesaver because he would have been done months ago if they did. But we didn't realize that on the cruise they were going to stamp our passports for the Falkland Islands and South Georgia Island. So now Danny has 2 less spots, and he only had like 4 spots to begin with. The Bolivia visa is a sticker, so we were planning on taking the sticker out so that he had 4 extra legit spots. But we're both feeling kind of uneasy about that, so Danny made an appointment with the embassy. We're hoping that Danny can get an emergency passport. He's going to be able to do that in Buenos Aires. The emergency passport should not take as long for them to make. It should be less time than a regular renewal. That's what we would ask for normally if we were in the US. We would ask for a renewal if you run out of spots in your passport. We're just really hoping that this emergency passport only takes a couple days to get back. We did meet a friend who did get an emergency passport, and she was able to get it back like super fast, but they also answered all of her emails whenever she emailed them, and we have not had that type of luck.
And that was in Chile.
Yeah, that was in Chile.
Yeah, well, I guess there must be some right way to email an embassy, because I think she's even got a reply from the Buenos Aires embassy. I tried sending them an email saying, you know, I need to know like what my options are. They didn't reply. Then I tried saying I need a emergency passport and this is why, and they didn't reply. I tried sending another just saying emergency passport request, just trying to keep it to a minimum, and they didn't reply. So I guess she got lucky. I tried it in English, I tried it in Spanish.
Yeah.
But I got an appointment. We've been waiting like a month, so that's why we've been taking our time. If we can get it quick, then we'll probably head up to a few other countries before we ship back to the States.
Yeah.
And if it takes them a while, then maybe we'll explore Cordoba, a little more of Argentina, come back, pick it up, and then go do those countries before we ship back. But
it all depends on...
Yeah, you got to be comfortable with a bit of uncertainty in this style of travel. So.
Yeah. It has been a lot of uncertainty the last couple of months, and I'm kind of excited to go back to the U.S. to visit my friends and family, and the uncertainty of this passport situation has made me kind of upset because I want to go back and I want to tell people when I'm coming back, but like we can't tell people, oh, we're going to be back at this time, and then oh, we're still in Argentina and we still haven't gone to Paraguay, Uruguay, or Brazil. Danny just got his passport back. So that's been a little weird. I'm just really hoping that we make it back for a couple of big things at my family's houses.
But on the bright side, like I think this month we spent less money than any month in like
ever?
A long time. Yeah, we spent, I think it was $1,100 over an entire month. You know, and last month was like a free Antarctica trip, but we still spent more money in just tips for the crew.
The tips were kind of expensive, but
it was like totally worth it. But,
for sure.
It's just really nice to not be spending much money, living out here, exploring new places. And like Emily said, we've been getting a lot of work done. I'm super motivated right now on my apps and trying to come up with my next big thing.
If you guys have any app ideas for Danny, send them his way.
Yeah, I want to make something for VR.
Yeah.
I want to make something maybe using the new AI stuff coming out, the Chat GPT, GPT-4 API.
Danny has been obsessed with Chat GPT. He's been nonstop on Chat GPT.
It's nice for programming. I can be like, I'm trying to write something that does this. Boom, there it is, you know. And of course it has problems sometimes, but It's really interesting new technology.
We were talking to them, question mark, last night, asking what we should do in Mar del Plata. So I guess we'll head into town here. Good stretch. Hey!
Oh, check it out!
Ooh, look at that handsome devil!
Yeah, I mean, in and out, like 900 pesos. So.
900 pesos? That's like $3.
$3, had it done in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This guy's a genius.
Wow, that is so cheap, so fast. And even Sombrita loves them,
Yeah,
huh?
just a nice old man. He's had that business for 5 years. He said he had like a 4.8 star on Google Maps. I thought, try it out. He was about to close and just turned it out. At first I said, oh, I need passport photos. And he was like, which? But I think he just meant like which passport. Because like once I said US, then he was like, oh, they need to be 5x5. And I looked it up on my phone anyway. Like it has to be, 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters or like 2 point something inches by 2 point something inches.
Yeah.
And then your face has to be like 50% of the image at least. And you can't have sunglasses or a hat, so
yeah, and I think
should be good.
And for US we can smile, whereas other places I think they can't smile. So
wow, but I mean this picture's pretty good, but it's kind of funny considering this is my last passport picture.
Oh my gosh, these aren't the same people. I love your passport photo, babe, but I am a little bit excited for people not to question us every time we go through a border. Is this really you? Alrighty, let's head over to the Torre Tanque that Chat GPT suggested we go to.
Oh, okay, so this is sweet that this is free.
And there's the van. Nice. Good views.
Yeah, that's a water tower. It's from 1943. It's about 80 meters tall, whatever that is. And it's still used to supply the water.
No way, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet going up there for free.
Yeah. How are you? ¿Cómo estás, ahorita? Buena chica. So we are heading to go do something that we haven't brought you guys along in for a while because we haven't been sending too much money. But we're going to head to a Western Union, and this is a perfect time to tell you guys the inflation of since the first time we've done Western Union.
Look at this view though. This is so good view right here.
First time we went to go and get money out at Western Union, our price per dollar was 303 pesos. And today, the price per dollar is 399 pesos. Yeah, over the last 6 months when we first entered, that's a 33% inflation increase. That's insane. I mean, it's just so crazy to me that people can afford to work. You're not getting who's ever heard of a 30% raise? So I did talk to our friends about it, and they said that they get paid not in dollars, but at the dollar. So they get still good wages with that. But they're also working for a US company, so I don't know how people in Argentina do it, honestly. I feel really bad to see the inflation go up so much, only in 6 months. So we got our $500 here.
But our friends did mention too that the inflation right now is actually artificially lower because there's an election coming up. So because they want to get re-elected, they're trying to keep that down a bit right now. So 33% is kind of lower than it would be normally.
Another really funny thing about Argentina is that the entire time we've been here, so yeah, like the last 6 months, there has not been one US fast food place. Like not one Papa John's, Burger King, Taco Bell, McDonald's, nothing. And it was kind of refreshing because, Like, it's not like we want to eat that at those places. And also, it's like nice to see that the U.S. hasn't taken over every corner of the world with their Starbucks and everything. But here in Mar del Plata is the first time we actually did see a U.S. fast food place. We've seen a Burger King and McDonald's. All right, I'll see you.
All right, good luck over here.
See ya. Have a good time. All right, well, while Danny goes off to the skate park, I'm going to hang out here, take the doggy on a walk. Mar del Plata is very, very hard to park around, so Danny had to take the bike like about a mile away to get to the skate park, which isn't bad. I'm glad that we're kind of in a more relaxed area anyways, so that Samrita and I can go for a nice walk. And since the Mar Art Museum opens at 4, we're gonna head over there after this. So here in Mar del Plata we have a friend. She came down from California down to Ushuaia, and she's also heading up, but not going to the US. She's gonna travel around South America a bunch more.
Yeah, she sleeps in a SUV, but honestly the bed is bigger than our bed.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it looks comfy.
But she's got a really great dog, Pistachio, and he gets along really well with Sombrita, so it's nice hanging out with her. Last night we had a fire. Whoa. Exciting times. So instead of talking about what broke this week, we're going to talk about what broke a long time ago. And we're going to go get it fixed. They're called bump stops. Mm-hmm. For some reason, our bump stop, one of them, we just looked under the van and it just wasn't there anymore. So that was super weird. Danny got new bump stops shipped down to us, to Punta Arenas. That was the stuff that took a really long time to get down there, and it was kind of frustrating to get it, but we've got it, and now we're gonna finally install it here in Mar del Plata.
So this side we have it still, but he's got to take off the base of it, so it's kind of like attached up in there. Wow. And he seems to really know how to take it off well. Yeah, we got something done on the van today. Let's gauge how this feels here. If I turn a bit, oh, feel that the van is less tippy by far, honestly. No, babe, don't you realize? Oi. We've been missing that bump stop for 4 months, and the van has been rolling around, which could eventually contribute to problems in the shocks and other things and other suspension problems. But the thing about it is, Google's trying to send me the wrong way on a one-way. I didn't want the van to be up higher after putting these things in, and you were able to kind of decide how tall it should be. And the way we had to put it, it did raise the van up just a tiny little bit. And, so now it's resting on this permanently, but it's really squishy, really high quality stuff. And it doesn't seem like it'll be too tall to fit in a container after this. There's other parts I want, like the engine mounts and stuff we're kind of worried about, but I think it can wait, so it's nice. We got one more little upgrade in the van before heading back to the States. Well, when it comes to price, the cost to put that on, it probably took him, what do you think, an hour? I think it just took him under an hour. And he charged me 8,000 pesos, which at today's rate,
20 bucks.
$20 to put that on. I heard about that because I met this other guy when we were going back to the van from the skate park, and there was a guy there looking at the van, and it turned out he had the same van, you know, the version they sell down here though, and he was converting it, and ended up allowing me to shower at his place. It was really nice. But I asked him, do you know any good mechanics? Like, last question, I was like, oh, I might as well ask him about mechanics. And I said, you know, for suspension related. He said, this is the best suspension guy in Mar del Plata. And maybe if you're watching this and you got a similar van, you're wondering how much that spare part costs. Well, if you get the stock ones, they could be like about $160 for those bump stops. These Sumo Spring upgrade is about $330. And then to get it down here, for us, added another $150 with taxes and shipping.
Now we're gonna head out of Mar del Plata, but before we leave, there are some homies we have to say goodbye to. If you like this video, let us know in the comments and make sure to subscribe. And if you want to support us a bit more, head over to our Patreon. We'll see you on Sunday.